Hey guys, how you doing? If you haven't already, like the video, subscribe to the page. Hopefully, if I get enough. Actually, no, fuck it. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna end up putting up as much videos as I can because I've been looking everywhere. And I do have a 96 Plymouth Neon with a single overhead cam 420A. And one thing about the Neons, or at least the one that I got and some that I've looked at, don't come with a rev limiter tach. Like the tachometer is not there. I have a gauge, I have the obviously speedometer and the coolant temp. So what I ended up doing was I got an Equus. I got it. I think it's Equus 6068. I think it was from O'Reilly's, and it. I've already put it in, so unfortunately I can't show the how to do it, but I can explain it by showing how to do it because it was fairly simple. So on this car at least, I do smoke on this page, whether it being medical or tobacco. Mainly, hopefully in these videos, I am smoking just tobacco. But anyway, so what I ended up having to do is, I'm gonna pop the hood here, is that this gauge on the instructions said that you have to do it to the negative side of the ignition coil. Well, I don't have an ignition coil, I have an ignition tower. And I'm not sure if it's the same thing for the Eclipses that have the 420A single and double overhead cam, but I know it's for the Stratus. Most of the commuter cars that like were in competition with the Cavalier, like the Stratus, the Neon, the PT Cruiser. No, PT Cruiser I think had distributed cap coil unplug. I'm not sure, but the DSM era commuter cars from at least from Chrysler were ignition post or ignition tower, which is this. Sorry for the pushing the screen away, but here we go. So I have the ignition post, the tower, where the wires go straight from this all the way down. So what I ended up having to do is that this tach came with 4 wires. It came with a red, a white, a black, and a green. So the instruction said to place the green wire with this thing that they provide for you, but the one that they provided for me and mine kind of broke a little bit. So I bought a whole pack of new ones. But what I ended up doing was I ended up putting this into the side where it has no hole, where it next to the blade. So there's a blade inside that ends up clamping them down. But the negative wire on this ignition post is what I ended up having to connect for the tach itself. You can see I ended up putting it onto the outside and went into under the fender right here without taking the fender off. I didn't have to take the fender off and ended up putting it here. What I did have to take apart though was I ended up tucking it in right here in the door jamb so it wouldn't get caught right here. So I put it in. I had to end up taking this apart right here. I had to take another one on the inside here when you drop this. I had to take all of those, all of these right here. There's like 4 volts that go all the way down there. But for positive, I ended up putting it to the, what number is that, 11? 11 on the gauge thing ended up being to the rest of the gauges as well. So when my gauges turn on, that gauge turns on. The one next to it, which is 12, ends up being the illumination lamps. So my headlights, look. So those turn on. That turns on. Turns off, off. So I ended up hooking it up to my light switch, and it worked. And then I ended up heat shrinking it so I can end up making it look like a cleaner look. And then I ended up plugging in the negative cable to somewhere on the dash chassis, which actually worked well as a ground. And it actually does work if I can actually put this damn thing back. It's a short video. This is a short video because there's not really many steps into it, and you can just see it. I mean, just at least for me, just seeing it with visual is good enough for me, at least. So that worked. I got that all plugged in with this Equus thing. They ended up giving you the mount to put it onto the tower or something, or mount it somewhere else that's a curve. They came with the plate underneath, and it came with the rubber piece, where I put the rubber piece on between this plate and the plate that came with the rack. I ended up loosening this part of the dash. I unhooked this part of the dash and just fed it all into the bottom right there. But here's it takes a minute. But worked right away. As soon as I plugged it in, it wasn't bad. Well, I'm just recording this video because I couldn't find any for any generation of Neon to plug these Tachs in. I couldn't, but so I figured I might as well make one. So if you want me to keep doing videos like this, I'm going to end up doing them regardless. But if you guys end up wanting to do videos like this, just follow by invitation only. It's right now, as of right now, this is one of the 3 cars that I'm going to end up having on this video. Or at least on my channel. Sorry, hiccups. And this one's probably going to be the most worked on this channel. Mainly because it is my project car. I bought it as a daily, but it turned into a project car because of registration. But, yeah, I'm end up uploading as many videos as I can for this and stuff that I'm end up doing. The next project is installing these. Now, I did install those. I did drill them in. I haven't plugged all the wires into it yet because I have to get the wire set. But these, it came with an oil temp an oil pressure gauge. It came with a voltmeter gauge to see how my battery is charging, and it came with a water temp gauge. Now this water temp gauge is mechanical, not electrical. I don't have all the things I need to actually put the video to install it, but I will get that soon. I'll probably get it within the next week or so. But the next videos I'm gonna show how to install or how to hook up the battery gauge, because I know that one, like that would have saved me a bunch if I had one on my first car. Because my first car, the reason why it broke is because the alternator bolt broke and the whole entire car just shut off. And that would have helped me a lot, knowing, okay, I have to fix that. So next video is to show volt gauge and everything else. Again, subscribe, like the video, share it if possible, comment anything down below if you have any suggestions or anything like that. I'm not that kind of person that will remove your comment because it's hurtful. Say anything, it doesn't matter, I don't care. You're the one who's choosing to watch me, so comment all you want. If you have tips, go for it, please. I'm more than welcome. This is the first time I've had one of these cars, and I'm just applying the knowledge I've gathered over the years to this. So hopefully we do good next time.